Hello and welcome to episode 167 of One Star Cinema, the podcast where we watch the worst movies. They are the worst things you will ever see.
And there's a reason Jason's talking like that.
Yes.
And you know,
That's the most exciting thing ever in this movie.
we have no idea what we're about to watch. Because if we did, we would make different life choices.
We'd have done 20 of these
thought
movies.
differently about this one.
Exactly. But you know, I'm not gonna take any more time because the movie does it for us.
Are you sure you don't want to drag this out?
No,
can we
I don't.
get a transition?
Day to night, night to day.
Jason, will you turn the lights on and off?
Slowly.
Mikey, as slowly as you can, please tell the audience about the movie we really tried watching tonight.
Well, the title is the same as my novel, which is I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. The way Netflix describes it, a nervous nurse who scares easily finds herself caring for an ailing horror novelist. That's a hard word to say. While living in a house with hidden secrets. I mean, it's a different thing if it's an ailing horror nurse or novelist, you know. The movie stars Ruth Wilson, Bob Balaban, and Lucy Boynton, and is directed by Osgood Perkins.
Yep, that's right. Osgood Perkins.
Thank you, Jamie.
We all know how much we love his movies.
He's Osgood.
Yeah.
Good. Oh man. Wow.
This was a rough one.
This was special. And you know, I'm gonna let Jamie explain the podcast, and then we're gonna go into a very big disclaimer. So Jamie, why don't you explain how the podcast works?
Well, first of all, if this is your first podcast, sorry.
I'm not that sorry. We were amazing.
We were hilarious, but the movie that you're picking this one, stick with it because we're funny in it.
We're worth it.
Don't base all of our movie choices on this one. What we want you guys to do is watch the movie as you're listening to our podcast. And to do that, we have a couple of ways for you to sync it up. First, you're going to go to Netflix and look up I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. Press play and then press pause immediately to let it buffer. Then in a couple of minutes, you're going to hear some theatrical music and the words press play. Go ahead and press play then. That is your first sync point. And then when the title of the movie pops up, we all yell,
The title of the movie!
And so if we yell it and you see the title, then perfect. If not, then whatever. This movie doesn't matter in the slightest. Because we completely went off the rails.
Well, not only that, and even if something happens, you've got plenty of time to catch up to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could make sandwiches between the pauses in these, like a good sandwich that requires work and cooking.
Like a panini.
Yeah, exactly. It is pretty amazing how slow this film is. What I highly recommend is if you do watch this with us, which I want you to watch it with us, when you're done, go on the internet and read some of the reviews of the movie because they are pretty hilarious.
They're hilarious.
The ones the hater reviews.
Yeah,
because there are people who enjoy this, and I will say I could see how certain people would enjoy this.
Yeah,
they're not crazy. The ones that enjoy this.
Yeah, well, there wouldn't be friends of ours, but we can.
Well, they're weird. They're hipsters. They're all hipsters.
Mike, there are people that put pineapple on pizza. I can't say that.
Not anymore.
But I don't
Not
wanna
when
be
I'm done
friends
with my crusade.
But I don't want to be friends with them.
But luckily, we had Randy Carter back.
Yes.
Oh God! Thank God for him.
Randy, too much headroom Carter.
He had some problems with this film, and you will hear them in great detail in a few minutes.
It made him angry. I've never seen him so mean.
Yeah, he's such a happy guy, and this movie just it triggered something within him.
Yeah. And he's usually for it. He usually finds something.
Yeah,
it was like post-traumatic editing disorder or something.
This was pretty incredible, actually. How just wow. If please give us a recommendation of other movies to watch. You can hit us up on Twitter at One Star Podcast, on Facebook, facebook.com/One Star Podcast. You can send us an email at info@onestarcinema.com. If you are brave, you could come join us for the podcast. If you're in the LA area, we would love to have you on the show. Do you like watching shitty movies and talking shit? You should come to the podcast. join us, we would love to have you.
Yes, we would.
But if you can't do that, you should subscribe to the podcast. We are on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, YouTube. We're pretty much all over the internet. You can find us. Just search One Star Cinema. There'll be something you can subscribe to. So sit back, relax.
I mean, you don't relax too much. We don't want you to fall asleep.
Yeah, because you will
Yeah.
be out in a few minutes. Just in the opening.
Sit back, tense up.
Yeah, lean forward and try as best as you can to enjoy I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House.
Welcome to One Star Cinema. And now, your feature presentation. Press play.
Ooh, our first Netflix original.
What is Netflix?
Biting
I
the
feel
hand
so
that
privileged.
feeds
That's right.
us.
So far, it's brilliant.
Oh, AP.
Oh, it's a dedication.
Wow, that came up really light on
Yeah.
the.
I have heard myself say
Oh,
that a house with a death in it can never again be bought or sold.
okay.
Not
That's a
according to my
lie.
realtor.
That's. I was about to say that's the worst realtor slogan ever.
It can only be borrowed from the ghosts that have stayed behind.
Ooh.
What do you have to? Do they get a vig or something? Like, I'm borrowing it.
The
wonder what their
Homeowners
commission-
Association.
I wonder what their commission is.
Letting out back in again.
Okay.
Worrying over
Now this movie's a few years old now because this was like one of the first Netflix original movies.
Really? I thought this
Yeah.
came out like a week ago. Sincerely,
Why
I
is
didn't
she-
know.
Why is her face like that?
Your
don't,
face isn't.
Don't judge, man.
My face gets wavy.
Can you imagine what she's had to go through in her life? And-
She
and
finally
you
got a
just-
movie role.
And you just sit here and judge?
She suffers from blur face.
Is she moving really fast or really slow? I can't tell.
If she was moving really fast, she would be in slow motion, and you'd hear. "Tut, tut, 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 tut."
Know the genre, Jamie.
Wow, this voiceover's still going?
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be a really bleak movie.
I can't wait for the car chase.
It turns into a musical. I am the pretty thing that lives in the house.
Oh, I would love it if we did a musical.
Grease
Not,
2,
no, I
I'm
don't mean
telling you,
watch
Grease
one.
2.
I
Yeah,
meant,
well, Randy has requested that we do Grease 2.
I've seen Grease too.
It doesn't matter. He's going to
I've
break
seen
the
it
rule.
too,
He
but I
just
don't
wants
care.
us to
But
do
I
it.
meant that we did the musical, not
Oh,
We fill in all the blanks.
I am the pretty thing.
yeah, no.
I can see why
I
this guy...
am the pretty thing.
Oh, she's looking at us now. She heard us.
Did she? I can't
Oh,
see
I
it.
don't like that.
Oh, she's like one of those paintings that's always looking at you, no matter which way you look at it.
Ooh.
I am the pretty thing that lives in the house
A
and
Netflix
goes down
original.
the stairs and opens the door and eats pizza and Diet Coke. I would be the worst ghost.
And I never shave.
Yeah, this is going to be nice and slow. Settle in, fellas.
Yeah.
Pass me a couple of them throw pillows, will you?
Do you need it or no? Good, because I've made myself a throne.
Mikey's got a nest going in the corner.
All right, everybody, let's just get ready to talk about whatever comes to our minds. It's gonna be.
They've got to loosen up the vignetting here.
Yeah, it's a little much, isn't it?
Shots,
Let's set all the sliders to full.
60 frames per second forever.
Yeah,
Is this supposed to be like ghost POV?
What's even better is I've got. I don't know if you guys have it or not, but like blur. Like, do you have the light?
No.
The glare.
No.
It's right in the center. So like,
Oh, jeez.
Hey, you're not missing much. Don't worry about it.
No, Jason. There's nothing you can do to get rid of that. I saw you looking back.
I was like, maybe I can. No.
the only
I
thing-
really feel like this is like the real estate video. Like, here's the house you can buy. Look at the Look at the vintage interior.
Oh God, the
Jason,
lighting
unless you
is
start doing like
terrible.
my apartment where windows, I have like blankets over the window. It's like no light shall pass.
I'm getting blackout curtains for the bedroom because there's a little bit too much light in this place.
If you want to get them
Hey,
for all,
there we go.
There we go.
it's a
Yeah, look
Blumhouse.
at that.
First part of August, the house was occupied by Iris Blum.
Good old Iris.
13 novels.
God, she's still talking.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the whole movie. It's just going to be her narrating.
Oh, it looks like the Amityville house, sort of.
Oh,
A little bit, yeah. And this
that needs another remake.
in this 20 minutes,
Yeah,
we're
there's not
going to
been enough of
redecorate.
those.
Yeah.
I have read fewer than 9 pages of only a single one.
Okay, so this house
Oh
is
my
owned by a
God,
woman who's
why?
a writer.
Is she the ghost?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
Because she was saying she's only read 9 pages of a book in this house. I feel like as a ghost, it would be really hard to turn the page to be able to read more.
That's why Kindles are very important to ghosts.
It's who they were invented for.
Yeah, Kindle does have a big percentage of the.
Is that Bob
spectrum.
Ballard?
It is Bob Balaban.
Bob Balaban. Why is he framed like that?
Why
is
did they
he-
make them look as short as possible?
And out of focus.
And
Yeah.
off frame.
and out of what's going on?
She's so weird and hot. She's so weird and hot. I just can't take it.
What else has she been in? She looks so
Luther.
familiar to me. Yeah,
And
but
The Affair. And
yeah, but
She
something
looks
else.
like Michelle Monaghan. Is the
will
thing.
you guys stop?
I'm
with
going to
the
tell you who
Michelle
she is. Speaking of Lucifer, the other night I was on a walk in Burbank and I walked right through the set of Lucifer season 4.
Oh, we said Luther, not Lucifer.
Oh, well then fuck you.
Luther is excellent, by the way.
Yeah.
Idris Elba.
I thought you were
British
saying I
TV.
walked right through Idris Elba. Like,
I know. I was like, did you
If
see?
only.
You met Idris?
If
you met him?
only.
Yeah, I walked right through him. I passed through him. Like,
1000 through Idris Elba? Is that what happened?
In my dreams.
Idris Elba is the original Vision from the
Yes.
Marvel Comics.
no, she has an amazing role. What made her famous was her role in Luther.
I know.
And it's.
I know.
I'm telling Randy
Then why are you looking at me?
because I can't look that far over.
He's
Randy's
Oh,
looking
her
at his phone.
famous- Is that what she is? Is she famous?
She is. I'm trying to find what I know her from, which is not any of these
I
other
don't
shows
know
you
if
guys
any- I
know her
don't
from.
know.
Luther, like he said, that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I saw her recently in something.
It's the pretty one in the house. That's there.
Is that what I saw her in?
You saw her in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
No.
That's what she looks like.
Stop it. Which is bad because I love Michelle Monaghan.
Oh, I do too.
Too.
I do
think
too.
she's fantastic.
I love them both.
And yes, all white women in Hollywood look the same, especially if they have dark
Oh,
hair.
I know what I saw her in.
What?
You guys will laugh. Well, she was in The Lone Ranger.
Oh yeah, she was.
But I saw her in a show, in a movie called Sweet Française. It's a French movie. It takes place in World War II.
Look at you.
She, sorry, yeah. You know.
That sounds
Well,
like
I
it
know
has,
it's not
down
about
off that high
sex.
horse.
sounds like it has subtitles.
It didn't have subtitles. It was in English.
Hello, Miss Blum.
Oh, don't have an American accent. Sucks.
My name is Lily.
Oh, she does, doesn't she?
Say anything from now on. I hope that's all right.
She does. Oh my God.
It's not all right. It's terrible.
Why even introduce yourself? Like, this woman knows who you are. She thinks you're her cat. She's like, Tabby?
Nobody has said anything in 5 minutes.
And look at this strange framing. So
Yeah.
much headroom. What's up with that?
I don't know. It's going to be a motif. You're going to find out there's actually something that lives above them in their skull.
Ah.
And yeah, you get to watch the movie again with the filter off, and you get to see the brain alien on top of their head.
Well, you're stretching now.
Put on your glasses to see the brain alien.
Think about how many movies and shows would be better if that were true.
But dude, I mean, am I crazy? Look at how much headroom. It's like
There-
well,
framed
that's-
very poorly.
But, well,
I think that's a choice.
Well, it's a poor one.
They need to crop the shots better.
See here, she walks into it. Now it's okay, but you got to do something different about this, guys.
Randy is not a fan of negative space.
Wait, did she just slap her own hand?
Oh, is she?
I think she did.
Oh, is she like a klepto?
I think she was looking. It was snooping. A little.
Yeah, I think she's a klepto.
She's trying to be her own guardian of good
Every character
intentions.
she plays is like a decent woman who has a secret.
Something underneath. Yeah.
Oh my
Exactly
God,
right.
that's exactly what it was in Sweet
Was it really?
100%.
You know, in
100%.
Luther, because she's sweet, except a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like,
She was sweet, but she was having an affair with a German soldier.
Oh,
I think in the affair, she was sleeping with somebody that she wasn't married to.
This woman gets around. Jesus.
you have a face of
She,
intrigue and lies.
I think it just clicked. Wasn't she in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation? Wasn't she Tom Cruise's wife?
That,
No, that's damn you, Jamie. Oh man, and I totally fell for that too. God damn it!
Oh my.
Fuck you guys. I just no. We're gonna get
She
Michelle
was-
Monaghan on the
she
show.
was in that trucker movie, right?
She's like a combination of Michelle Monaghan and Rebecca Ferguson. So she's like the two Mission Impossible women mushed together.
Mushed together. And they're not too far apart.
I know exactly.
Did she have a small part in Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Wasn't she?
Wow, reaching on that one. She's
Gone,
Vin-
baby,
she's
gone.
Vince
She was in
Vaughn?
there.
Yeah.
Wow, what year is it supposed to take place
I-
in? That's an answering machine from 1972.
I loved her from the first season of True Detective.
Oh, stop it. Is she going to do bad
Now you're
things?
just being mean.
Jason's not happy.
The real question is, which of these two women that are currently we have seen so far is the pretty thing that lives in the house?
It was Bob Balaban.
Oh, of course it was.
I hope that was his entire role, was just opening up that door and then coming in and then like that. He got paid more for that than any other film.
I am
or TV
telling you,
show.
I honestly have to believe you guys that this film was originally because if I can be technical for a second.
Go for it.
Just one.
I also am working on a Netflix original movie, and they're cropping it 2:3:5, but for the full frame, it's not centered. They're actually leaving more space at the bottom, so that if it ever airs full frame, you'd get more space at the bottom. I guarantee you that's what they did here, except left more space at the top, because this is framed with so much headroom. Nobody would make this choice consistently.
Well, you haven't watched Luther. No, I'm serious. Like Luther is done they'll do a OTS shot and one guy will be clear on the other side of the frame with tons of headroom and lots of it's very odd.
I guess.
Yeah. It's a very British style.
Fuck the Brits.
Yeah, it's true. But it's
Driving
a
on
damn
the
good
wrong
TV
side
show.
of
No,
highway,
you guys are
full-
both wrong. You know what the problem is? You know who the DP is on this, right? Who? It's Peter Dinklage.
Oh my god.
Oh man, if he was there, he would punch you right.
Oh, he
in the
would
dick.
kill me.
He would punch you right in the knee.
I would deserve it.
Just right in the ball bag, Mike. Headbutt. Bam. Yeah.
Kind of guy who gives you an overhand right to the balls.
Go at it like a speed bag, man.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Well, so far, okay, just to recap for all of you who have been mesmerized by the rapid fire plot of this film. This woman, this Mission Impossible woman, has been hired as a nurse for this old bag that lives in this house, who's a writer. But that's it. That's all we got so far.
How did you know right? I didn't even catch that part.
Well, you
That's
said it
well
right in
done.
the beginning. This is the
Yeah.
home of so-and-so Bloom, the author of...
Yeah, I don't listen.
Well, there's your problem.
There you go.
She's got the glasses that make her look
Uh-oh,
like
now
a,
there's, like-
a hot librarian.
Glasses, she looks even more like.
Emma Stone, a little bit.
This is like Polanski's
Yeah,
repulsion, and
Emma
things are going to
Stone,
come out of the
Michelle
wall.
Monaghan hybrid.
She's got glasses on now, makes her way sexier.
It
I'm just
doesn't
saying.
take a lot. Does not take a lot.
Somebody's a fan.
I am a huge fan.
She's gonna stub her toe and
I wish they would let her
scream.
use her real accent because her real accent is fucking sexy as hell.
It's pretty good. You should see Sweet Française. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna watch it. You said it.
And she's got a Grateful Dead T-shirt on.
Yeah.
You know she fucks.
That's
we
who-
are not the audience for this film.
No,
She's calling her
this is
boyfriend.
we are not their demographic. I think this movie takes place a while ago. I don't think this is.
It does seem like period, right? With the
Yeah.
the recorder and the little
I mean,
that's
Okay.
a
I
rotary
guess it was
phone.
rotary
Wait,
dial
when does
phone.
rotary phones count as a period film?
In
Since the
2018
21st century?
It's just like, how is that period? Like, yes.
When
it's
have
a
you
bit
last
old.
seen
That's a period film. Absolutely.
When have you last seen a phone sitting on a wall like that with that long ass cable and a rotary dial?
I refuse to think that like 20 years is a rotary.
The only thing it could be is
Is a
that
period-
maybe this old lady just lives in this house that's never been updated. It could
Yeah.
be present day, but the point is,
Whoa,
batteries
is
down.
that chair?
It's just hanging on the wall. That's
Yeah.
Mikey thought he
I
saw
that
something
earlier, Mike,
supernatural.
and I was like, "Oh, something weird." Oh no, it's
he was
Oh, it's
hoping.
art.
He was hoping.
yeah.
It's so close.
It's art. That's scary enough.
This movie was so close to having something interesting in it.
Yeah, but anything that doesn't take place now is a period piece, technically. Something that takes place
Is
in
it?
the 80s is a period piece.
Well, that's
know about
rotary
The
dial
80s is
phone
totally
time.
what are you saying?
It's
the
set
80s
in a
not
period.
Well, okay, but if that's the case, then everything's a period because it takes place in a period.
No, if it takes place
Right.
at the time, meaning if it was
Avengers is a period.
made. No,
Okay,
it
hold
wasn't
on.
because it was the time.
That chair is fucking weird.
Yeah.
That's like a thing.
No, but they didn't shoot the Avengers to take place back then. Meaning, if you shoot it now to take place in the 80s, it's a period piece. It's
Okay.
not done for today.
Okay.
That's what period piece means.
This
I
really
don't
hurts
know.
me to say what I'm about to say, but I agree with Mike.
Yes!
Like, ow!
All right, podcast over.
Tendons are ripping.
There's a hole in the space-time continuum. Jamie and Mike agreed on something.
The ugly things in the podcast agreed.
Like wholeheartedly. I don't even have anything to add.
It just has to say, well said, Mike.
Oh man, my arm's broken now. I don't know what happened.
Jamie's like, my left arm hurts. There's a shooting pain.
Is this whole movie just going to be her and the old lady in this house?
I have a feeling that's what we've signed up for.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll get through it together.
Yeah, but guess what? It's not
And
gonna
I'm
go
talking
like-
to you, audience.
What audience?
Jesus.
Hey,
Wow.
Patty is going to listen to this thing.
When the movies go this bad, it's like we start turning on each other, on
Oh,
the fan
my
base.
God.
We're going to just start burning
We
shit.
can't do this. We'll never make it, guys.
It's not going
Oh, we may have to edit out some of our misogynistic comments. Why? Gives a shit.
You realize none of us can ever run for office.
Yeah, no. There's a-
Oh, that possibility ended years ago for me.
Oh, you have plenty of recordings that people shouldn't hear?
Oh, you don't even want to know.
Oh, what's that?
Oh,
something pulling on the cable?
you mean the phone cord?
I'm sure I'll end up cooking a bunch.
And she doesn't feel that?
No, it's Mom's stupid, not this
Okay.
clue.
Is the cord going to try and choke her?
I think it's going to yank the phone out of her hand. Yep. No phone at night.
No phone for you.
No long distance phone calls. We don't have AT&T.
Just being trapped in a house with a very frugal old woman.
I figured the ghost was just
This
frugal.
is the period before it'd be Ma Bell.
But
Yeah.
we're all agreed
Yeah.
she's the thing that's dead, right?
Who?
Who's dead?
Her.
Her?
Ruth Wilson?
Yeah.
She's just having phone calls with her family even though she's dead?
That we haven't heard the person on the other line.
That's true.
And the thing being ripped out of her hands could have been done by something being like, we shouldn't let the phone float like that in the kitchen.
The sad part is I suspect when the movie is over, we won't know whether you're right or not.
Obviously,
It's almost
Randy's
like we
worked on
wouldn't
these
care.
types of films before.
At the end of this one, was it M. Night Shyamalan? She's dead!
It's a twist.
I'm telling you, this framing cannot be accurate. Well, this shot looks okay. All right, maybe I take it back. Well, no, she backs into it, though. Look at that headroom, guys. No one does that on purpose.
But seriously, we haven't heard the person on the other end, right? The phone call?
No, we have not.
Well, how would you know? Because you don't listen.
What? What?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're having a full bore conversation, and we don't even.
She called a sex line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to sit there quietly, don't you? Yeah.
Something gonna do anything?
They still have phone sex lines?
Oh, look at that.
What?
Something.
Like
What's
you
happening?
don't know.
I can't see
I don't
anything.
know.
Oh,
There's a
there's
little shape
It's-
there,
it's-
little shadow.
it's
Like he's
It's-
trying to fight the glare with a glare. And
It's the woman from the opening.
I'm sorry, Randy. This is gonna be a little awkward. Just hovering.
I'm gonna need to sit in your lap in order to see what's going on in the movie.
No. We do
Sure,
it with all
any
of our.
excuse,
We do it
any
with all of our
excuse.
guests.
A nice dissolve right there. Great.
Star wipe.
That's what this movie needs. Animated transitions.
Yeah, like on the old Wonder Woman TV show.
That's what I was looking for. The Batman. The ba-da-na-na-na-na-na. Ruth Wilson would have made a good Wonder Woman. Just because.
She's a little small.
Well, Gal Gadot is thin as a rail.
Yeah, but she's like 9.5 feet tall, though.
And worth the
Yeah,
climb.
Gal Gadot would actually fit.
Yeah. Let's take this down into the gutter.
Well, I mean, I'd say the same thing about Chris Hemsworth.
There you go.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say? Say it again.
I said it's worth.
You'll have to
saying-
listen to the recording, Jamie.
I'd never do that. Fuck you.
You'd never make me listen to my stuff. Is it
So
gonna-
so that's one time that she's had to flip over that carpet. Let's keep track, please. 'Cause I suspect there will be 5 or 6 times that she'll have to flip over that same carpet gets pulled up. Because that's what ghosts do. They're like, hey, let me flip up the end of the carpet.
they irritate people.
Yeah.
My anger keeps me on this plane of existence. Watch me express my rage.
this with this rug.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to push these papers off the desk.
And take the cap off the toothpaste.
Oh, you're a mean ghost.
Yeah, it goes. It's Jasper, the inconvenient
Bastard.
ghost. I'm going to leave the toilet seat up.
Yeah, she's got an Emma Stone look with the hair now.
She does look, she is a little Emma Stone-ish.
I like how her mouth is like 8 times the size of her head.
See, look how many damn books this woman's written. Oh, no, it's just copies of the same
God,
book.
Well, no,
she's a
there's different titles.
monster.
Just a few of them.
Underwater Housewife. I want to read that.
It's a deep sea romp.
Wait, what is she so shocked by?
I think she's just yawning. Even she's bored by this.
Oh, she found a TV. Isn't that a TV?
And she's talking to the TV. Well, who else does she have to talk to?
This set must have been
That's-
amazing.
Does she not know how a TV works? Like, what's going on?
Well, since this is a period piece, this is the first television ever seen by human
Yeah.
eyes.
And notice there's only 3 channels.
Oh, I used to hate doing
Wow,
this.
she doesn't get MTV, no cable.
Does it have the
There's
little
no
thing
MTV.
around the channel that you can, you know, the little band around the channel switcher that could also zoom
yeah.
in?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Did you change the channel?
How am I going to watch my stories?
I was watching Wapner.
Wapner.
it's not Rain Man.
I know. You're right. You're
We
right.
all wish it was.
definitely wish it was.
If nothing else, though, look at that rocking sweater the old lady has
Yeah.
on. That's something else.
No. My name is Lily. Miss Blunt.
We did this already earlier. Do you remember?
Met a few hours ago.
It certainly seemed like a few hours ago.
This movie takes place in real time.
Oh, it's like the 8-hour Hamlet. Oh.
At least there was killing in that.
Yeah.
Who's that actress? Do we know? Is that anybody? Or just some
That?
old hag they drew?
Jesus
No,
Christ.
that's James Franco.
Oh, don't get me started on that guy. Oh my God, that's Paula Prentice.
Okay.
Wow.
Who's
Shit, she got old. I guess we all do.
And Randy comes to his first adult realization here on the podcast.
Stay tuned as Randy finds out about mortgages. You okay, Jamie?
No, I'm just trying to find something.
Oh, from
Another
that
time
thought-
lapse in real time.
Oh my God. How can transitions be boring? Is there going to be a scene with her sitting in that chair?
Could be.
Because otherwise, it's like the gun on stage. If you introduce it, not use it. Like,
Yeah.
that's just mean. Real or fake?
Oh, you mean what it's intended to be, or in reality? In reality, they're fake. They would never have real flowers.
Right.
They would wilt under the lights. Not that this film has been lit, but I mean, they didn't take the time to frame it properly. Why would they take the time to light it properly?
Damn, shit just got real.
Man, don't cross Randy, or don't cross him either.
It's 10 o'clock. Does that mean we can go home now?
Is there a metaphor there with flowers? Her name being Lily.
Well, she keeps
Ooh.
talking to all the inanimate objects. So
Well, who else? Who else is
And
she
next
gonna
Bob
talk to?
Balaban shows up. She'll talk to him too.
Just using an animate object.
That's right.
Oh, somebody knocking on the door? Well, I'm sure in about 5-6 minutes we'll be able to see who it was.
It's David Spade.
If only.
He's in every Netflix movie.
Sorry, I'm under contract.
It's Bob Balaban, who contractually we're not allowed to show his face on camera. Oh, there he is. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I think what happened is Bob Balaban was just vacationing where they were shooting this, and the guy supposed to play that part dropped out, and they were like, can we just do this? He's like, I'm not memorizing any lines.
He's on vacation.
Okay, I'm revising my theory because seeing these shots, this must be the intended framing because there's not that much headroom here. So that means all those other shots were intentionally designed that way, which just irritates me even further.
Mike, I gotta say, you did like a Richard Dreyfuss impression. You were Bob Balaban.
Yep, I appreciate it. You got it.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
I'm so glad you got
Is
it.
that like mold? Because that'd be the most interesting thing that's happened in this movie so far.
Is that mold?
Could this be like the Blob? Is the mold gonna become a creature that attacks?
Oh,
He's agreeing with you.
Let's
Good call,
continue to Talk
Balaban.
about the mold. Well, I get it. The mold represents the deteriorating mental state of Miss Bloom.
ooh, Jamie, film theory.
Yeah, just because you get it doesn't mean it's good or entertaining.
Wow, dude.
This is bringing out everyone's hate.
Wait, I was agreeing. I was giving you a compliment.
No, I agree. I wasn't coming at you. I was coming at the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just because I understand it doesn't mean I like it. It's like Chekhov.
Wait, what
Or
does Star
Brecht.
Trek have to do with this?
There you go. Oh, he's dead now.
Thanks for trying.
He's dead now.
The real Chekhov.
Isn't he dead too?
No.
Didn't the first one kill him and take over?
This isn't Battle Royale.
What if every time there was a reboot, in order to take over the character, you had to kill the original?
I have killed Anton Chekhov, and now I have become him.
Because to be the next James Bond, you have to kill Daniel Craig.
Well, that wouldn't be so bad.
You better really want that character.
Yeah.
I think Idris Elba could pull it off, though.
Okay, since I'm the only one who's willing to say it, Jason, no offense, her lips have she's got to do something with those lips. They're like
Don't stop a sentence right there for
they're like-
Jason.
they're like little thin lips. It's like she reminds me of Frank Burns on MASH. She got like no lips. Sorry,
Okay, obviously you and I.
just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Okay,
Look at
yeah.
that upper thing. It's
Yeah,
Pulled out a
obviously-
mash burn.
There's no,
Obviously, she's no Mick Jagger. But I wouldn't say she has no lips.
well, she's got a bottom, but look at that top. It's like
Well, this angle's bad.
oh,
But she does have
sure.
a. She
Keep defending.
What
Keep
she,
defending.
What she doesn't have in lips, she has in just a giant mouth, and I don't know if that's better.
Wow, we just got sued 4 times for this conversation.
Bob Balaban's going, when's Christopher Guest's next film?
Is this what I have been reduced to?
Ooh, you know what would make this movie better? Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
Just she should be the old woman.
Yes, she should be the ghost.
That would be Fred Willard.
I don't mean to frighten you there. I'm just coming in and doing my ghost thing.
Yeah, I'm a ghost. It's not what you think.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So far, the supernatural elements of this film have been mold on the wall, a turned up carpet, a yanked phone cord, and shoes showing up on the steps. Have I missed anything?
I don't think the shoes were supernatural. I think those were just her shoes.
I'm just trying to make it.
Don't forget the
somewhere.
weird chair art on the wall. That's
Yeah.
plenty
Well, and the
supernatural.
and the thing in the doorway, whatever that was.
And Bob Balaban's
she-
acting
yeah.
career is pretty much a supernatural.
It's supernatural. Wow.
The novel was most notable for Ms. Blum's deliberate choice to leave off the presumably horrific ending. She always insisted it wasn't a choice at all, but rather
Oh, let's talk about a book that doesn't exist and no one has read.
So, are we going to find out that her stories that she wrote are actual deaths and stuff that happened? The ghosts are telling her these stories.
Yeah,
I don't
could
think
be.
it's going to be quite that interesting, Mike.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
No, we will find that out, but only after another 60, 70 minutes of walking around the house.
You don't understand. I watch all these movies and I try and guess the plots, and 9 times out of 10, mine's a better plot.
Yep.
With that, I guess.
Any plot would be better than what we have right now. Since 1893, okay, so we know it takes place at least after 1893.
That's true.
So we've established
Lincoln
that.
is dead.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to give you a rough estimate.
1812 by the 2 bare hands of a local man
Okay.
as a gift to his new bride.
Yeah.
Nobody
bare
cares.
hands.
I was about to.
That's amazing. I want to see that movie. His name is Marcus Barehands.
Well, we kept his bare hands. They're up on the wall.
Now, here's the other question. What author has a series of books and literally the spines are all exactly the same and it's been like 13 books?
Nancy Drew.
I'm good.
I was
point
about
with
to
you.
say
That's
Hardy
awful.
Boys.
Yeah, maybe Hardy Boys.
Maybe she wrote an encyclopedia.
Although Nancy Drew didn't really write them all. I'm going to say Anne Frank.
Oh, Michael.
Well, didn't she have more than one diary?
Look at, I mean, honestly, I know I've said that
I
this
don't think
framing
so.
must be purposeful, but Jesus, tits, that
Oh,
looks
that's
awful.
That's just lazy writing. I'm going to put a flower in this book and sell it to everybody.
But see, there, it's got to be accurate because otherwise her head would be cut off if it was what I was thinking. So this is, I'm sorry, I'll stop talking about it, but it's going to drive me crazy for the rest of the
You don't
movie.
have to stop talking about anything. You're the guest. With
Yeah, but
There's nothing I love better in a movie than watching someone read a book.
Oh, of course.
That's my favorite.
No,
thing.
no. Even better is watching somebody write one.
Oh, we're in the book now. We're in the book.
Ooh.
Oh.
My name is Polly Parsons.
I hope she writes really crazy erotic novels. It's just, we get completely about faces. They're just the most hardcore sex scene we've ever seen in a Netflix movie happens, and it's the next 40 minutes of the film. And then it's just her just closing the book going, oh, my word.
Why are you building up my hopes like that? You know you're just going to disappoint me.
Well, I
God, I
couldn't
feel bad for
possibly
the actress
disappoint you
and
more
the
than this
honor.
movie is already doing.
You have a point.
And now I am dead.
Oh.
And yes, I left the room just as I came into it.
Naked, screaming, and crying.
I'm wearing nothing but blood.
Oh, I was close.
Oh.
And scene.
Oh, I was hoping that was the end.
And can we also talk about that high-waisted pants that she's wearing?
Sexy.
I think they look great.
Well, we do. We also don't know what year this takes place yet. We're still debating.
We know it was after 1893 here.
We do.
63.
1893.
And at least 1812 because the house was built in.
Well, it was
1812.
1893. You said
was on the
63.
car.
Was on the
I
car.
thought it said 63.
93, I think.
Let's rewind it. Let's start from the beginning. Start the movie over.
Why is she poking the woman in the eye? Is really the question. Ooh.
It's a voodoo book.
There's goo on this cover. I don't.
You know, since you guys said this, all I can see when I look at her is Michelle Monaghan.
God,
That's what happens in these movies. There was one time I was like, a woman's face was too small for her head. The rest of the movie, that's all we could see.
yeah.
And it was true.
They're clean.
God, you suck.
Oh,
5-second rule. 5-second rule. Get after him.
What? She really doesn't have any
Oh,
skills,
why?
does she?
Yeah. Ah, the clumsy nurse. That's who I want. In my
Yes.
later
I need to
years.
take your blood. Oops, I tripped.
Something supernatural.
Wow. I mean, listen, I'm an editor. The pace, and I understand building suspense and
Intention.
and you know all that, but the pacing of this film is glacial.
What?
yeah.
So it's not
He's allergic
mold.
to
This is what's good.
blackberries.
So that was what was on. So the stuff that's on the wall is now on her, which was on the
mold
book earlier.
Oh, look at that now.
Oh, what?
Oh, wow.
Whoa! There we go.
now
Are
we're
you allergic
talking.
to raspberries?
It is the
Yeah,
blob.
no,
I was
you
right.
should not be eating blackberries.
I'd pop that zit like nobody's business.
Oh.
Aw, missed your
And
chance.
she's gonna be fine.
Yeah, she's less hot now.
I like my women bloated and lumpy.
Just their
She
arms.
certainly
Just their
looked like-
forearm. Massive
Covered in blood.
forearms.
She's like the Popeye of the Michelle Monaghan world.
Looking for a girl with huge forearms.
yeah, regular size everywhere else, but her forearms should be
She's like Popeye with them things.
drastically misproportioned forearms.
I'm
is
sorry, I
my
had a
ultimate
spinach fetish as a kid.
I don't believe that.
No, not
believe
even
you
a
had
little bit. I was attacked by spinach as a kid. You believe that?
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah,
God, I can't catch up to this movie.
I know it's so difficult.
I don't even know, like, why is she here? Like, why?
Yeah, I mean, she's not even doing that much to help the woman.
I mean, she's just there to take care of the old lady, right? And then strange things are happening in the
Yeah,
house.
but she hasn't even done anything to that old lady. Like,
well, I
meaning
mean,
help-wise.
we haven't seen her when she like has to wipe her ass and give her sponge baths and all that.
Sadly,
I mean,
that'd
add
be
a
more
level of
interesting.
entertainment.
Yeah,
It's true.
that's how I read.
What is she-
Aggressively? Like,
Well, with my lips moving and whispering.
Yeah.
I believe the lips moving part.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't. This is true. It's my tongue sticks out. Not like Michael Jordan, but the little, like, you
the
know.
little troll forms.
Well, no, it's the little, like, your mouth is too small for it, so it just pops out type tongue.
You should know that the true account that follows in this book was told to me directly by Polly
Did I get? I may have gotten it right.
I think you called it.
That each book is
Is the ghost telling
right.
her the story?
The story.
Lame.
so. What's the mysterious ending that she couldn't write? That'll be
she
the big
couldn't.
reveal
No,
at the end.
she couldn't write a bloody ending, is what it said.
Yeah, but she said it was. They said it was an obligation.
No, she
the
usually.
ghost.
No, she usually did, but this time it didn't end that way, so she couldn't write it because it didn't. It wasn't real.
So wait a minute, you're telling me you're actually going to film somebody writing a book and talking about Dude, that is amazing.
I hope she gets the tail
Wait,
right.
I love
She's
it.
blindfolded with a crazy hat on. Maybe we're looking at some JFK style sex games.
No, it's Pin the Tail on the Donkey. That was the only entertainment they
Did
had
we
back
get The
then.
Rock for this action-packed romp?
Oh, what if The Rock were in this, but it was still the same movie? Like him not even.
What if Bob Balaban was really The Rock?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like,
That would
They're
make
both
so much
bald.
sense, though. I'm just saying.
Wearing the same clothes, like even the, meaning it's the same costume,
Same
even
glasses.
the shirt. He doesn't even fit in the shirt. It's on one arm. We recast it, but we didn't have time to get wardrobe on it. Actually, that would be funny if the rest of the movie it was The Rock and they didn't even point it out.
Didn't
Like, there was
acknowledge
a
it.
different.
So this.
dude behind
So
her.
wait, Jason, did you say that this was the first Netflix original movie, or just
No, it was
for you
very
guys?
early on. It was one of the very first ones.
And do you think the executives at Netflix were like, "Yeah, this is the kind of movie we want"?
Yeah, well, yeah, I do think that. I think it was more like South Park, where they were just like, "And you're funded." Just, anyone who has an idea, they just made the movie content. We just need content.
2016. I thought that they were doing more before then.
Don't know.
They may have, but I remember this one was like the big one that they were pushing.
well, weren't they? I mean, they did like more series, but movies they kind of took a little bit longer. To
Yeah,
Yeah, movies are kind of a more recent thing, I think.
because
than
I
series.
think this was one of the first ones that Netflix actually made. All the other
Right.
ones were just like presented by Netflix.
Right, right.
You know.
You okay there, bud?
No,
Gonna make a big.
This
guy?
whole sequence better end with her naked and in some kind of like strangely anatomically impossible position. Because there's a guy stalking her back there, so maybe this is like Jack the Ripper time or something.
God, in the 1800s, even hide and seek was lame.
Ready or not, I will come to peruse the house to find where you might be.
Over the course
I have
of the
found
next
you.
6 to 7
Now I
hours.
must tag you. Do not walk away from me so fast.
Since television doesn't exist, we have all the time in the world.
Why does she not want to read the books, one imagines? Because she's just so sexually repressed?
I don't know.
I suspect
I think
that's
we've
it.
layered over the sexual stuff here.
We've been trying to add anything we can to it.
All movies are ultimately about sex.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that.
All right. Yeah.
I think all entertainment. Every video game, every song, every book, every piece of poetry,
I've
Okay,
seen
I'll
Zootopia.
disagree with
I
that.
get it.
every painting, every sculpture, every advertisement.
Oh, we got an outside shot.
Ooh, rain.
That's one of your favorite things.
Didn't last long.
And it was at night. Boy, I can tell why this ended up on our podcast.
Why? I'm riveted as I look at my online profile. You know what I was literally about to do is to go on IMDb and like look for trivia about this. Like, did you know?
Because that's when we have run out of shit to say. Did you know Ruth Wilson's stepfather is Welsh?
It was reported that Debbie Harry was initially attached to play Iris Blum, though the role ultimately went to Paula Prentice. However, director Oz Perkins has stated that the role was always thought for Prentice.
Wait, sorry, back up. Who directed this piece of shit?
Oz Perkins,
Yeah.
and who worked with his father in Catch-22.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
good-
shit. You know who the director, his father, the director of this movie, his father,
Anthony Perkins.
yes.
Tony Perkins.
Well done. I
No,
realized-
no, not well done.
Whoa.
Anthony Perkins is turning over in his grave.
I meant you.
Oh,
I was giving you a compliment.
sorry. I'm in a very different headspace right now.
Everything is angering me at the
That's
moment.
right.
I can't.
Well, look, is it like Poltergeist? Is she going to get sucked into the TV?
no, that would be.
Stop adding entertainment value to this
I'm
film.
sorry. What can I ask? What other movies has the fabulous Oz Perkins directed in his illustrious career?
Directed, very specifically, is what you're looking for, right?
Sure, or what? I don't know what else he might have done because he certainly has no technical
a
skills.
writer. He wrote a couple movies and
Really?
yes, and acted.
Just
sorry,
show
pulled
me
it-
his directing credits if you
Okay,
would.
he's only got a few directing.
I'm
ones.
sure.
It was this. Come on.
Was this his first one?
No, this was not his first one.
Wow. So he directed something else?
His first one was The Black Coat's Daughter.
Yeah, that's a big blockbuster. And the next one?
This is the only other one he's directed. He is going to direct Gretel and Hansel. That's the title. I did not get that wrong. That's the title. And
As Mikey sits here with both Randy and I staring at him judgmentally. Is he fucking with us right now?
it's Gretel and
I
Hansel
feel like Mikey's fucking with us right
and
now.
a head full of ghosts. I got a head full of ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lovely farce.
Now, for written, one of the ones he's written is on my list for us to do eventually. Is The Girl in the Photographs?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, will that just be a series of like slow creeping dolly shots to an art gallery as we go by photo after photo of there's a girl, and then the next one is the same girl, and then you just keep going down,
That's the thing. It's
and
not
Bob
even the same girl.
Balaban shows up.
Bob Balaban.
Like,
Okay, now his acting career you're gonna love way better.
Okay.
First movie he acted in, Psycho 2,
Nice.
Saw it.
as the young Norman.
Oh, nice.
His next movie credit, or his next credit, 6 Degrees of Separation,
Nice.
all right.
followed
Okay.
by Wolf,
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Michelle
Who was he in
Pfeiffer,
Wolf?
Jack Nicholson.
followed by
Yeah.
Legally Blonde.
And James Spader. Who was he in Wolf?
Cop.
I'm sure he.
Oh,
you
I
know,
remember that.
so my advice to Mr. Oz Perkins is stick to those cop roles.
Even if I was a ghost just dancing in the dark. God, I hate this. This
He-
is just...
I'm totally just on my phone now.
I mean,
Because
it's
what
just-
kills me is, like I said, these things are so weird. It goes from Wolf to Legally Blonde to not another teen movie.
Who was he in Not Another Teen Movie?
Uninterested guy.
Yeah, he's virtually an extra. They're like, oh, it's Anthony Perkins'
Yeah.
son. Sure, let's put him in a uniform and stick him in the background. He can say, "This way, sir." Oh, number 2. Here's number 2 with the carpet.
Oh.
5 to 6 times is my
Everybody take a
estimation.
drink at home.
Oh, if you aren't already drunk, you've long stopped listening to this.
I am the pretty
Also
thing that
really
lives in the
lame
dark
drinking.
drinking game.
I am the drunk thing on the floor.
That's
Every
a
time
typical
she
Friday
turns the
night here at
bottle,
the
bottle of tequila.
Medbury household.
Here it is. We can
Wait,
see
what is the year? What does the year say?
1893.
1893.
You couldn't see that.
I could.
yeah.
Can't help it. You're blind. Get some glasses.
I've got a glare.
I've got a glare. I got a lady in a glare. See, because of the glare. I could with a glare.
Mike was like, it's like, did Joey Lauren Adams suddenly arrive on the podcast? It's so unfair of you to kiss me.
Hey, don't make fun of Joey Lauren Adams.
I am fucking gay. I can't see things with the sun coming through.
Jason's turning colors.
I just love how we just turned on Mikey so hard. It was just like we We are so checked out of this film. We're just looking for the first target to go after. Oh, God. Nobody fart or anything.
Hey, but here's an interesting thing. Her sweater exactly matches the color of the phone.
Nice.
Oh.
Do you think
Wow.
It's good that she can coordinate.
Shut the fuck up, Randy.
Who invited this guy?
God damn you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why does she look around slowly and everything?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh,
Sorry.
Jason.
I didn't say that. That was Mikey. He was just saying what I was thinking.
I know.
Yeah, I knew.
We all knew.
We all knew.
There's still a lot of movie left.
Thanks for reminding. I was hoping I had fallen asleep for an hour and it was almost over.
We got like 70 minutes left.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do things quicker.
I mean, in all seriousness, guys, I like I said, I know about building suspense and creepy mood and everything, but this is like out of control.
Building creepy mood and suspense is one thing. But to have the whole pace go like that,
Yeah.
it doesn't build suspense. It's now the pace.
That's right.
Because that just sets, that's what the tone is. For
Right.
the whole
So,
thing.
so when she's looking at something like this, where if this was the only time we were at this pace, we'd be like, "Oh shit, something's going to happen."
Yeah.
because we've got to. But the whole freaking movie's like this, so there's no chance to realize that this is the moment where we should be creeped out.
There's nothing that gets you out of your comfort level because it's been this way the whole time. I mean, I'm out of my comfort level because I'm hating it. But
Well, that's a different thing.
It's like one of the first things that you learn about in editing is to always snap up the dialogue so that people in TV and movies almost kind of talk on top of each other.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because when there is like a pregnant pause, when somebody pauses before they say something, it hits the audience like, oh, that pause is important. It's not just this slow, lackadaisical
it's not the
pace.
fact that that's actually how people have a conversation.
Right, because you want to, it's
Yeah.
the shorthand for this is an important moment. Where here, nothing is important because everything is at this pace. There's that mold again.
Yeah, and I don't even have like an opinion of her. I don't know if she's like,
Yeah.
or of the old woman. I feel like they're trying to make her creepy, but
This box is creepy.
she
Just
just
'cause-
seems like an old woman. Like
Well,
it's not.
it'd be one thing if this nurse, the nurse shows up and there's this kind of crazy old woman and she's reading these books which are written by real people and then the house is doing crazy things like mold and blah, blah, blah and all that. But she doesn't seem to be shocked by it or terrified by it. She's almost fascinated by it. And
Yes.
so there's no normal person to be in there to be like, this is
Yeah.
creepy or strange. I don't know. I mean, this film's got so many problems.
No, you're right. Yeah,
And then the fact that all those things you talked about should have been sorted.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head, right? Right? Anybody else?
What's in the box? It's the size of a head, a human head.
And it
Please
is
be-
It's another box. Let's open that box. Maybe
But
there'll be
slower this
another
time.
box. It's a moldy box,
She's looking at it really scared, right? Like it's just a box.
right? I mean, the mold apparently is the thing that should be scary, but like, why? Mold is mold. It's an old
Does she-
house.
Wait, is this something from her past? Did Bob Balaban
knows?
bring her like ashes or something, and that's how her spirit came here?
I don't know.
Now it's Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
it's a bunch of goop products.
Her Gwyneth Paltrow's forehead might be a bit too large to fit in that box, but we could maybe do it. And it's another box. Oh no, it's maybe this is the ending. The
Oh,
mysterious
this is that
ending
horrible ending that
never
she
got
didn't write.
Didn't write.
Well, I'm glad she opened it so slow to find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I don't think I would want a nurse this slow.
I can't. I'm choking. I can't breathe. Okay.
Oh my god.
Like, it's almost like they're fucking with us now.
It's the
Yeah.
ink. Is the ink what's molding on everything?
No, it's just old. Old shit gets moldy. Trust me, I know. I'm old.
I'm very moldy.
Do you think Bob Balaban is not moldy? Trust me. That fucker's moldy as shit.
He's 75% mold.
That's what keeps him up in that suit.
He's 75% mold.
You just ruined Bob Balaban for me in any other movie.
You're gonna see
Next movie I see him in, I'm leaning over to the person next to me. You know he's 75% mold. Yeah.
A lot of people don't talk about that, but it's true.
what the? It's one of those Hollywood secrets that everybody knows,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not everybody knows.
That's what we should start doing on this podcast, is just generating these incredibly weird.
Oh wait, we're back to the sex games.
Ooh.
The 18th century hide and seek.
It takes 3 months to play.
It's called Civil War foreplay. Look at them mutton chops.
You gotta respect those chops, man.
Darling, shall I tickle you with my mutton chops? They are jumping around times, aren't they?
Well, I think this is the story. I think this
Is the story she's
is
writing.
the story the woman in the red shirt is writing
Right, that we're reading.
that we're reading about. Yeah,
present.
it's. Oh my God! There's blood.
Was that
You have
blood
a
or mold?
blindfold on. You can't see it. Why are you looking at it?
Who said that?
Fancy I tickle your thighs with my mutton chops, dear.
Man, we should have watched Lizzie Borden.
Wait, is she gonna get?
Now,
Boarded up in
who's
the house?
this actress? Is she somebody we should know?
Jennifer Garner.
You say that, but the Oz was on 2 episodes of Alias with Jennifer Garner.
Oh,
Oh, I know who that actress is.
Okay.
That one there. The one who's playing Polly is Lucy Boynton. She's in the new Bohemian Rhapsody movie that just came out.
oh.
Oh.
Oh,
She plays Mary, Freddie Mercury's wife.
oh,
Quote
he was
unquote.
good.
No,
Hey, no,
she's
they
real-
were married.
They were married.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
oh
the,
no, I know.
Is the mold there because there's a dead body that is growing in the
I
mold?
fucking hope so.
That would be more interesting.
If we just find out, oh yeah, structurally there's mold in the walls, and that's the big reveal, I'll be really pissed.
So we hired a mold remover.
Yeah.
And credits.
Bob
And
Balaban.
then we
I am the
all-
mold. Wait, does that mean you shape things, or you? I'm sorry, it's a little ambiguous when you call yourself the mold.
Is that like a superhero villain?
I am the mold. So you use things to like shape like stuff like plastic? No, not that mold.
Okay, that's creepy.
I don't think she even knows she's in a movie.
They just let Ruth Wilson into her house and just just let her brush her hair. Just let her brush her hair.
And I'm still convinced that this woman. Oh, there's that awful framing again. I'm still convinced that this woman has no nursing skills whatsoever. I don't know what her.
She wears white. That's enough.
I think she showed up at somebody's doorstep and was like, "I'm a nurse, but my credentials got lost in a fire back in Omaha." And next thing you know, they're sending her to the old lady's house to take care of her.
And people had to believe that back then because there was no internet. Yeah, you are really fucking up my due here. This is not.
She gives her a faux hawk.
I was about to say, what's with this flock of seagulls thing we got going?
She's not a nurse. She's not a beautician.
She can't
Oh,
cook
you know
because she
what?
keeps dropping all the berries.
She has no lips. This is.
I know. I'll be a teacher. That's what this movie's about. It's this woman discovering her true calling.
She becomes a life coach.
Yeah. I'll become the first
If I
life
wa-
coach ever.
If I walked into this house and I was like, I'm supposed to take care of this woman, I'd meet her, and 5 minutes later, I'd be running, screaming down the driveway, not being able to get away fast enough.
She speaks. What?
What the fuck are you talking? What are you talking? What?
Oh, well.
The problem is there's so much pausing between the dialogue is that we start talking whenever anyone else starts, and then when we stop, they stop. It's like they're waiting for us.
They're
to
waiting
to talk shit.
Wait, did you? I'm sorry. I
think-
opened the door. Did you want to go through? I'm going to go. No, you go.
I think she's essentially telling her about how the people who inhabit the house, the ghosts theoretically, are the ones who tell her the stories or about writing in her book. I think. Not that I care.
Well, she's flat out telling. I think she's telling her. I remember when you lived here.
Yeah.
You think she's
Yeah,
like a
that's
reincarnation?
what I
Well,
heard.
that's
Maybe
what she
she's
just
a ghost.
said.
That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
you're saying that
Yeah.
she might be a ghost herself.
Oh, her neck snapped. The rug. Did she fall down the stairs and kick up the rug?
Could be.
There's no reason to actually be guessing this stuff. I need to do something.
Yeah, exactly. Like we gotta. It's all of our natures to try to make sense of this.
This is a fill in the blank film.
There's so many movies when I do stuff like that with people that they're like, just watch the movie. No, I'm not gonna. Not this time.
Not this time, no. I refuse. I'm a conscientious objector of giving this thing my attention.
Well, this movie is just giving us so much time to think.
Randy's working on his resume.
I could have written my doctoral thesis by the time it's taken me to watch this movie.
I've been doing research for a project that's due tomorrow. Since I,
You haven't missed a beat either, Jamie. That's
I just
impressive.
did my taxes.
I looked on social media. Oh, that's not as good as you guys.
Yeah, but at least it's honest.
That's true.
Yeah. Slow cry.
No, it literally did it right then and there. We all shut up and we're like, it's gonna sit. Fuck.
It does need all of, like the slow cry, the slow clap, the
Just like the audience.
Because her name is Lily.
This
She falls-
music is telling me that something
yeah,
important
there was a
should be
flower
happening.
in the book she was reading that she was crying over. Oh God, she's in the. Oh God.
movie ends. Oh, I thought
Why
for sure.
did Bob Balaban talk to her? What's going on?
No, I
The real
know.
question-
That's the one thing about it. That's why I don't necessarily think that.
Look at how slow that tape is moving.
Perhaps we have this movie set at the wrong speed. maybe everybody else.
Oh wait, that's Anthony
Oh,
Perkins.
there's Anthony Perkins.
Oh, jeez.
Oh God.
That's brilliant.
That's me cutting in. This is why I'm able to make movies.
Which movie is that? Let's figure out which movie that is.
I don't know all. I know one or two of his.
It's one that they could get the rights to, so it probably wasn't a great one.
What's his big one? What's the big
Psycho.
Psycho and
Psycho.
what's the other one?
Psycho.
Oh, I just
Psycho
looked it up.
2?
It's from a film called Friendly Persuasion.
Oh.
You know, no way.
He was in Psycho.
Well, on top of Psycho, what was the other one that he did? The big one. Shut up.
Psycho 2.
Don't say Psycho again. I will throw you out that window.
What was that one he did with Hitchcock?
No. Never mind.
I don't know him from.
He was.
anything
He
other
played.
than-
He was in Mama's Boy. No. I'm sorry. It was called Psycho. My bad.
There you go.
The only other thing I know that he was
Psycho
in
4,
because
Psycho 3, Psycho 2.
He was in Psycho 4 versus RoboCop.
he was in Green Mansions with Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, you know, he was in Murder on the Orient Express. Is that what you're thinking of?
He was in Murder on the Orient Express.
With Kenneth Branagh?
no,
No, the original.
I'm
No.
Obviously.
What? He died in 92. No, he was not.
Did he? Did they? Did
was-
Josh
he
Gad
was in
replace him?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
He was in Catch
Yes, that's
22.
That's. He was going to be LeFou.
So did Josh Gad kill Anthony Perkins?
Yep,
Is that
yep.
what you're saying?
That's
what
how
he
he
did.
got the part of LeFou in Beauty and the Beast.
by killing Tony Burke.
Well, it's easier when they become old like that. That's what you do. You wait
You waited
till they're practically dead anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the next Hannibal in a year or two. Oh, Mads Mikkelsen already killed him though. I don't want to. I can't take Mads.
Yeah,
Mikkelsen.
not now. You can't take Mads Mikkelsen.
We saw skin, just the minutest amount of skin. Elbows, her elbows. Everybody, quiet.
This movie demands our attention now.
What?
The light that lights.
The,
The
mold
pen
that
that
grows.
What? Okay, it was 93.
And got a glare to cover for yourself now.
Why? She's almost out of frame. This is framed so badly.
Right? Am I? See, it's not just me, right?
No, it's absolutely not just you.
The rest of what is coming cannot be seen, so movie over.
Stay tuned for the second half. This thing has an intermission. Bare shoulders. We're getting closer.
Does their head just swivel like?
All the way around.
I just want Eddie Izzard to come in and talk to her.
Oh, hello.
Oh, I didn't see that. Do you have a moment to talk? Ruth, not in it. Don't do your American accent. Talk to me like we do the same. Wow, even when she's showing skin, she put the sweater on.
Let's make everything out of frame and soft.
Was that Randy?
No, see, it's not just me. I'm telling you.
How long can we make this push in Oz?
They're gonna go all the way to the
Even
window
longer.
in the house.
That's right.
It's. Oh wow, that was so dramatic. Wow. Oh, was that a key dropping?
We'll find out
They
in
must
45
think,
minutes.
They must think that framing is somehow interesting or artistic or any number of other adjectives I could describe that are not true.
It's none of those things. It is really annoying.
It is.
Yeah.
Once again,
And yet here,
this is not an.
they're cropped too tight because she's looking over the thing, but all we see is her hand on the rail. I mean, like, there's no story to be told here, so they felt like they needed to just make a bunch of interesting, and I use air quotes around that, shots to tell whatever, sort of ethereal story they're trying to tell, since there's no actual plot to speak of.
She's hearing a knocking, right?
Who
So is she going to be
knows?
knocking? Is the woman in the wall going to be knocking?
She could just be feeling hunger pains and is going down.
I'm
to fix
totally
herself
going
a
to do that.
peanut
I'm
butter
totally going to
sandwich.
die in a wall and make sure that I can knock on it the rest of my afterlife.
Aim
That's
big,
the
Mike.
Hey,
Some people want to be rich. Some people want to be famous. Mikey wants to die on a wall.
don't you kill my dreams.
How would you,
Who am
how would
I
you
to
even
judge?
get in a wall?
It took me years of practice, Jamie. That's how I got in this wall.
Yeah, Mike would be like a haunting by Mike would be like, "Oh, you got to go outside and go to work. All right, fine. I'll just wait here then." All right. It'd be more of a guilt trip than anything else.
I'm more like a pet. I would
Yeah.
be like the dog.
Yeah, it's just like, "Oh, you're eating Papa John's. I remember what pizza tasted like. That was
Oh, it's open now.
Oh, okay. We were totally just going to start screaming at the TV like, "Oh my God, what the fuck? That was incredible!"
What is? I can't even see what is in there.
Oh, that's where we keep the Christmas tree. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. You're not missing anything, Mike. There's just nothing there. It's just weird shit in the wall.
Yeah, you think it's the glare? No, that's just the lighting.
That's just
Yeah.
the lighting.
You just don't know what the hell it is.
I'm
I
up
mean, like,
against
right
the screen,
now-
guys. I still can't see what.
No, right now, like she's having this reaction, but you can barely see any details on her face.
Yeah.
And obviously a choice,
Did the movie just
but,
freeze?
but the wrong choice. I asked myself that
Nope.
same question 20
Nope,
minutes
that's
ago.
just how slow it's going.
I literally think we're watching this at the wrong speed. I wish this was available on DVD or Blu-ray. I would rent it, put it in, and watch the entire thing at like ×2 or better yet ×4.
Yeah.
And it would probably play the same. I mean, it
Oh,
would
it's
play,
her head is backwards.
You're
Yeah.
facing the wrong way.
Okay. I still have to lean forward because as soon as I went back, she disappeared. It's an optical illusion.
The film is actually going backwards now.
oh, please, God, don't tell me we have
This
to
time
do it all
she's
over
the
again.
ghost comes out and she's following it, and then Scooby Doo and Shaggy.
Ruh-roh. Zoinks!
Run,
Jinkies!
There's no ghost. It's just old McGee from the amusement park.
It's just Bob Baladan in a mask. He's 75% mold, you know?
You
I
rip
set
off.
up this projector camera. to
There's a
scare
villain
you.
called the Mold, but they rip off his mask at the end, and it's Bob Balaban.
And he put the mold here because he's trying to flip the house.
Oh, headroom. There's your headroom. This movie. This was made for Matt Frewer. This was made for Matt Frewer for Max Headroom.
There you go.
There you go.
Roar!
What did she?
She saw the ghost.
I don't know. We saw her eye real quick, and then she started screaming. I don't
Well,
know.
the reflection in her eye was the ghost staring at her.
Now I'm agreeing with you, Jason. That she does have a big mouth. Look at that mouth. Look at that
Is
mouth.
she being
open.
choked? Is that?
I don't know what's happening.
If I gave a shit about her, I might feel something.
Is her
I
face
kinda want
white?
her to die.
Is that?
Yeah,
I don't know if it's killing her.
it's killing me. I know that.
Well, okay.
And that, folks, is probably the most exciting that it gets.
Yeah, just because of the music.
Well,
And now we do a 20-minute denouement.
I was like, why that long a black pause?
Yes.
In the first few days of August, I articulated was born.
Wait, this is a repeat of the.
Yeah.
Does that mean maybe it's near the end? Oh, look, there's number 3. Third time with the carpet. I said I
Everybody
called
do
5
a
or
shot.
6. These are the exact same shots we saw before.
All that was left of the snow and the sight.
Maybe this is the end of the movie. Could we be that
Randy's
fortunate?
getting super excited. Is it
You don't understand. This is one of those movies that starts over.
Yeah.
Well, Randy, I got news for you. Unfortunately, if this is the end, which I think it might be, we got a long way to go still. My 20-minute denouement joke isn't all that inaccurate.
Well,
I'm sorry. I love denouement humor.
here's the thing. Obviously, the pace of this film is a choice just because of, like he said, well, why so long of black? You fade to black and you're on black for like 3 or 4 seconds before you come back in. I mean, this is obviously a choice, but who thought this was the right choice? I mean, I'm not one of those crazy MTV kids that wants every, a cut every, half a second. But
obviously
for
because you
Christ's
referred to
sakes,
them as crazy MTV kids?
Oh wait, we got a dead
Oh,
body,
shit.
maybe. It is the end of the movie. You lied to me. You lied.
You
I
don't
think
have
it
a
is,
cousin
but-
Patty.
we got 15 minutes left still. So
What in the hell?
maybe it fooled you. Maybe the running time was wrong on Netflix, and it's really only a 70-minute movie.
I like Throw Mama from the Train. That was a good movie.
That was a good movie. And thank you for catching that reference.
Yeah, of course.
Jason, stop looking at her knees.
Confused. Is she coming down the
I thought she
stairs, or
was
is she the
dead.
body at the bottom of the stairs?
Well, she's looking at something. In about 5 minutes, we'll find out what it is.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Is that like the sheriff or something?
No, it's the mold guy.
Hey, it's Frank. I'm the mold dude.
The mold remover? I'm here to remove your mold.
Bob Balaban's not here.
I heard you. No, he's the guy who like finds out there's mold. He sends, the lower class mold remover guy to actually do the scraping.
I'm here to leave 25% of Bob Balaban behind.
Math humor.
Oh, he is like the mold guy, isn't he?
Yep.
He's the darling. He's the card that they had. So she's dead because he obviously didn't see her.
Oh.
Oh.
If only this interesting tidbit had happened 40 minutes ago.
Oh, God.
Yep. See, I was in a movie, Mom.
So the van drives away. She looks longingly. Fade to black. Credits roll.
She looks down at her corpse on the ground, and we go, "Oh, she's dead."
Is that
Did-
the old lady that's?
Did she just
that's
die
on-
because she scared herself?
I have no idea.
Or is that her that's on the ground, or is that
we
the
don't
old
know
lady?
yet. We don't know. We don't know.
Will
any
we
of
ever
this.
know? Will we ever
You know
care?
what? It doesn't matter.
No.
Sadly, this will be one of the, if this is going the way, I will go on the internet to find out like what people said happened.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I don't understand at this moment. Did the ghost scare her to death?
Could be. That's something lame, and that seems to be on par with everything else in the film.
Or is she going to turn the lights on and all the other ghosts are sitting there? It's like Beetlejuice waiting room.
There you
Like,
go.
It's a really.
She turns
lame
on the
version
lights
of
and
American
everybody
Horror
shout. Balaban's there shouting, "Happy birthday!" And it's like all been a big gag. There's no mold.
Story. She's not even
The little
sick.
ghost
She's
lady
your
comes out. She's been
grandmother.
a costume. Hey, hope it didn't scare you too much.
It's going to take her 4 minutes to get around this door jam. Just a few more minutes, Ruth. You're almost
oh,
there.
she's dead.
Everybody's dead.
So it's got to be her at the bottom of the stairs if the old lady's up here.
The mold got them all.
Maybe the old lady died, and that's what she looked like when she was a kid or younger.
Man, that's some sexy feet.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm a foot guy. What can I say?
A
Jason
moldy
likes his
foot.
lips. I like my feet.
She's not smoking that.
You're with the house now.
Oh yeah, she's not. See, now she's dead.
Somebody wake up Mikey. Tell him the movie's almost over. Get him up before he chokes on his Papa John's.
Oh, isn't that sweet? He fell asleep with crust in his mouth.
Oh, little guy's all tuckered out.
See, now she's going to write the story of this girl. That's why the lily was in the book.
Oh,
Because this is the old lady, is a young
Yeah.
woman. She's gonna, and the ghost tell her the story.
so it's like a time loop thing.
yeah, sort
Yeah.
of.
So
And
she saw her die as a ghost and is remembering it now.
I mean, I'm presuming.
Polly, which
Presume
one?
away.
Which one is Polly the one who was?
Polly
the
was
wall?
the ghost. Yeah.
No, but because earlier, this Michelle Monaghan wannabe said that the old lady insisted on calling her Polly, even though her name
Right.
was Lily. So, who knows what the fuck that means?
Why do we need another transition? Oh my god! Oh my god! I think this movie was meant to
this
see
gonna
how many
fade-
people would kill themselves.
Is this going to fade to black and credits are going to roll? No, because it's just going to night.
What
Damn
the
it.
hell?
They just keep transitioning. Yes. Now they're just fucking with Mike.
Is this
Why the hell is this
Taliban?
called I am the pretty thing that lives in the house? Why the hell is this called?
He's coming to
I'm
collect his 75% mold.
Did you see the number on the house?
The address is 75.
Yes.
Is it really?
It says it on the door there at the bottom.
75 Mold Lane, Balaban, Missouri.
Oh, he can't open the door because she's right behind it.
That won't let Mold Man stop him.
No, get him, Bob.
He's gonna parkour it on up there.
Both the bodies.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh my God.
They're both dead.
Yeah, I understand that.
What else do you want?
How did the one die? The old woman died because she's old. I know that.
The other one got scared to death by the ghost.
And so now she's a
One
ghost
woman
too?
died
Yes.
from
Yeah.
mold.
That sucks.
It's like American Horror Story. They're just all ghosts now.
Is that what happens in that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
In
The
the
first season was awesome. Yeah, it was great.
Master.
Why does it? Because it said Lily on it before? Like, is that
There
why
was
they're
another
showing
one
it?
that said Lily.
Yeah.
I don't know what the purpose of
I
that
don't
is.
either.
Come on. talk
I
to
hate
somebody,
them.
Bob.
I think they should do more day to night transitions and night to day transitions.
If they do another one into night, oh,
They're
I know.
gonna.
that's it.
Oh.
Is that it?
No,
don't
it's
know.
not.
Is that
I hear the
possibly it?
cicada.
Holy fucking shit, guys!
This is a test of wills now.
and I'm failing that test rapidly.
I did not.
heard myself say that a house
Oh.
with a death in it
This is now repeating the opening for all
Yeah.
of us. Because granted, they must realize that most people have forgotten the opening of this movie because it feels like it was 15 hours ago.
Oh, is that little boy in the bed?
I did see. Yeah, I thought so.
Man, we're gonna have to go vote in the 2020 election tomorrow. Jesus.
There's somebody in the bed there.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, like a little boy.
Yeah, I think this is her looking around. What?
The globe!
The globe is the answer to everything. That globe's nickname is Rosebud. Who thought this movie was good?
near the town of Braintree, Massachusetts.
Oh,
Oh, it's Massachusetts. Eh?
They're a bunch of massholes.
Nah.
I've been to Braintree.
I'm sorry.
It's actually like super suburban and
Yeah.
it's like not. They have a big mall and
Is it a little
They have
boy
a
or a little
cheesecake
girl?
factory.
Little boy, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
well, I don't know.
I don't know. The
That
boy, little
looks like a
girl.
girl to me.
He's gender
That's a
fluid.
girl.
Gender fluid, you guys.
It's a nice nightlight. Look at that show.
The memory of a death is a thing that stays deeply in place like type on paper.
Look, could you shut up? I'm trying to sleep.
Stop narrating what I'm doing.
Is this kid growing up or is this a different kid?
It's a different kid
I think they're growing
because
up.
one kid went into the bathroom.
Huh? Oh,
Oh, there's a
Ghost.
ghost.
This
The moonwalking ghost.
this is officially the worst ghost story ever.
Yeah. This is worse than Seussical. And still going.
What the hell has she got in her mouth?
I don't know.
She's eating her own foot.
I don't know, but they're using the hell out of that sound effect though.
Yep.
Wow, written and directed. Oz,
Jesus.
have some fucking have some pride in your work, man. Don't put your name on something like this.
do
This
you
is an
think-
Alan Smithy if I've ever seen.
Exactly.
Do you think when they had the premiere, whoever was sitting next to him just looked at him and then punched him? It's like,
That's the joy of doing a Netflix original is you don't have to suffer through being punched at the
true.
premiere.
they do premieres.
Wow.
Do they do premieres?
Yeah, they may not do them like.
They do cast and crew type stuff.
Yeah.
Oh. But then don't they just do it at like the guy's house? They don't do it in theaters,
No.
do
No,
they?
we do it because we do stuff in theaters all the time.
Really?
Cast
Oh,
and
okay.
crew stuff. Yeah.
For a movie, yeah, I did. They did for Lore season.
Brian
2. Like,
Uffberg. Fuck you.
wow, that was an editor showdown. Do you know him?
He's going to
No.
fight Brian
At first I
Upberg
thought-
on the top of a volcano,
And it's going to be edited perfectly.
I'll take him.
and only
As
one.
long as he
shot-
doesn't edit it, it'll be edited perfectly.
I just had this vision of Randy running up a mountain like in Rocky IV. Stop. You're like, oh, burn!
I got Eye of the Tiger playing, baby.
Oh my God!
All right, should we do our reviews?
Yeah,
May I
sure.
please go first?
You can go. first.
Okay. I mean, I think I speak for all of us when I give this 0 stars.
Oh, you can go negative if you want.
Oh, really? Oh, -10. This was the worst film I have seen in a really long time. It didn't do anything it set out to do. It wasn't scary. It wasn't suspenseful. It wasn't interesting. It wasn't technically well made. It was too artsy for its own good, but not in a way that, you know. I mean, there are some movies that aren't my cup of tea, but they're artsy, and I'm like, okay, I can see where they were going with it. This was just ill-conceived from the get-go. Yeah, I hated this.
Mikey.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go quarter star, just because of Ruth Wilson.
Okay.
Is the only thing. It really, this movie could have been 60% less, meaning like the time wise and all. I don't get why she died. Is it the whole point that even when a person dies so mundanely, they turn into a ghost in the house?
I have no idea.
Because was it the thing just scared her to death? Like, I don't. I'm core star. Leave me alone.
Jamie.
0. Nothing. I haven't seen Ruth Wilson in anything else. I've never watched Luther, and this movie makes me never want to see her again.
Oh, please don't judge her on this movie.
Yeah.
She's actually really
Oh,
talented.
my
I've seen her in
goodness.
other things. This
Like,
was just a misstep by everybody involved.
It
I hope
just-
she fired her agent.
Like, oh my goodness, even Bob Balaban. I'm like, what the hell are you doing in this? Like,
No. What?
oh my goodness.
Go and watch the very first episode, season 1, episode 1 of Luther, and you
No,
will,
I
your
believe
faith
I'm-
will be restored.
I'm using hyperbole. I'm like, I'm not gonna like, but like, it just, this was unbelievable. Like, we've watched some slow paced. This might be the worst one we've ever seen. Like, and we've
Yeah.
watched some really slow paced stuff. Like, and I think, and I agree with Randy. I think part of it, at least even the other super slow paced things that we've seen, were at least framed and done with some sort of this didn't seem to. Yeah, I'm
I was just
done,
gonna say
Zero.
before you go, Jason. I'm just looking at certain things here. One of the reviews, somebody that they wrote, like a person who writes for newspaper. This is just perfect. Osgood Perkins layers on the dread in his haunted house thriller, but as it becomes clear that there's no worthwhile story, the scares dissipate fast.
Yay.
Like that's accurate.
Pretty dead on. I'm going 0 as well. This is a 0 bordering on -1 because what the fuck? Talk about having your head so far up your ass trying to like. I have no idea what the hell the point of any of that was. Like, unless they were just like hiding money or something.
Yeah.
That's what I always,
Tax shelter.
when I see these movies, I'm like, he's like, yeah, that movie cost $121 million to make. It's like, oh, really? It's like, yeah, we paid Ruth Wilson $78 million to be in that movie. Don't ask her about it, though. And, but yeah, it was just, well, it's Canada. There you go. There's your fucking.
It's a polite
Hey,
horror movie.
don't blame Canada.
They
Oh,
allowed
that
this to
house
happen.
Hullabaloo, and that bitch Anne Murray too.
people who are defending the movie are talking about how because it's more about the oncoming of death is what is what the horror part. I'm like, no.
No, you're just
The
wrong.
the dread of
you're trying-
oncoming death is what I live with every day. Give me something entertaining until I get there.
Yeah.
I just want to. I just want to read one line from one review I see here.
Okay.
Don't let the review stating how boring it is mislead you. They understate it severely.
That guy should be on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he should.
All right.
All right.
That was I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. I doubt you made it to the end of this episode. Have a good night.